We're going to start things off tonight with breaking news out of Los Angeles. NBC News is reporting that director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were stabbed to death in their home today. That's according to a person close to the family who confirmed it with NBC. Police say the initial call came in around 3:30 today. They have not confirmed the victims' identities, but did say a 78-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman were found dead in their home. Detectives say they're investigating an apparent homicide. Reiner is considered one of the most prolific directors in Hollywood. His work included some of the most memorable movies of the 80s and 90s, including This Is Spinal Tap, A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally, and The Princess Bride.
I think what was the most shocking was how long the gunfire lasted. The shots were going on for ages.
He aimed at you.
In me, moi, there is one child. I say this. I'm touched. I listen. Boom, boom.
Today we can first say loudly we celebrate Hanukkah because that was such a horrible attack.
There's been another deadly mass shooting this weekend, this one happening across the world at a famous Australian beach. Officials have declared the attack a terrorist event that targeted Jewish people celebrating the first day of Hanukkah. Here's a live look right now over the growing makeshift memorial at Bondi Beach, where people are paying their respect. An area view there. There you see the beach. It's after a father and son opened fire, killing at least 15 people, and 40 others are still hospitalized. Among those killed, a rabbi, a Holocaust survivor, and a 10-year-old girl. One of the shooters, the father, he was 50 years old, and he was killed. The son, 24 years old, is in critical condition and is in police custody. Australia's Prime Minister calling this an evil act of anti-Semitism.
Today, all Australians wrap our arms around them and say, we stand with you. We will do whatever is necessary to stamp out anti-Semitism. It is a scourge and we will eradicate it together.
Amid the horror, there was also heroism. A bystander jumping into action, seen wrestling with one of the gunmen, pulling a weapon out of their hands. Police believe only the two were involved in the attack. Leaders and nonprofits representing Oregon have also responded to the shooting, sending thoughts and prayers to the Jewish community in Sydney. And what should be a celebratory night here in downtown Portland turns somber as our local Jewish community mourn the loss of those shot and killed.
People we spoke with here at the menorah lighting say they are just gutted by the shooting in Australia, but on this first night of Hanukkah, they say they will not be deterred from taking part in the festivities.
The message of the Hanukkah menorah is that light is stronger than darkness.
Terror in Australia after two shooters opened fire on a Hanukkah celebration in Bondi Beach. The shooters killed people from the ages of 10 to 87. One of them, a Chabad rabbi that Chabad Rabbi Chaim Mishalevin here in Portland has known for decades.
When I heard there was a Chabad rabbi especially that was murdered, it was really, really hurtful. And later I found out who it was, and I was like, oh man, I know Rabbi Eli. I know him for almost 25 years. Someone who really was dedicated to the community, always moving, always organizing, always coordinating, always helping others.
In Pioneer Courthouse Square, the first menorah lighting of this year's Hanukkah going on as planned, but also serving as a vigil for those who were killed.
Certainly to have it happen on the first night of Hanukkah was devastating to Jewish people around the world.
The first candle lit tonight with hundreds showing up, gathering both in celebration and solemn solidarity.
I'm going to come down here because I'm not going to let fear deter me. And, you know, this is the holiday of light and peace, and I'm here to celebrate, you know, the holiday, and I won't be deterred by anti-Semitism.
People showing up here tonight sends the message that we're not going away, we're not hiding, we are here, we have the right to be safe, we want to feel safe, and we want to make sure that our community leaders also understand the Jewish community is here and to help keep us safe.
And Portland police tell us they are increasing patrols at Jewish events and places of worship in response to the mass shooting in Australia. Jake Holter, KGW News.
The shooting in Sydney, not enough to overshadow the light brought on by Hanukkah celebrations across the globe. This was the scene earlier along the Vancouver waterfront as the Chabad Jewish Center invited the public to join for its lighting of a 19-foot grand menorah. Co-director Rabbi Greenberg told us the public way of celebrating the start of the Jewish festival is meant to extend the light of peace and religious freedom to others.
This is exactly the message. We will not let to terrorize our celebration, to terrorize the Jewish community. We will not give up about this. In fact, the whole concept of the holiday of Hanukkah, the lesson that we learn from the menorah is exactly about this.
There was also festive music, a live ice carving of a menorah, and for the children, a shower of chocolate gelt, otherwise known as chocolate gold coins.
We had planned to hold our holiday light celebration here today, and instead, we are gathered here to share light with one another in one of Providence's darkest times.
There was supposed to be a Christmas tree and menorah lighting in Providence, Rhode Island tonight. Instead, organizers held a vigil to create space for people to grieve following the shootings at Brown University. Today, police detained and released the identity of a person of interest. Then they released that person more than 12 hours later. It follows the Saturday shooting that left 2 people dead and 9 others hurt. Hundreds of officers searched for the shooter and urged students and staff to shelter in place. The lockdown, which stretched into the night, was lifted early Sunday, but authorities had not yet released information about a potential motive.
Absolutely, this is a huge wake-up call for everybody that has been affected, and just everybody in the country in general. I think gun violence is a huge issue, and this is truly so tragic that we're seeing these events happen over and over again. And so I think something definitely needs to be done.
Brown has canceled all remaining classes, exams, papers, and projects for the semester and told students they could leave campus. We'll keep you updated with any developments on this mass shooting and the one in Sydney. You can also get the latest through our website, kgw.com, or watch us anytime on our free KGW Plus streaming app. Well, turning now to our weather here locally and taking a live look out over Portland right now. A few rain showers across the metro today, but still plenty of breaks throughout our Sunday. Time to get outside if you had the opportunity. But more rain is on the way to start the work week. Corey Johnson is joining us now with more on how much rain we could see. Corey.
We'll definitely see more than what we saw today, John, as another atmospheric river lines up and is going to create more storms for us throughout the week. But getting into what we're looking at outside right now, our Rose City camera sitting at about 51 degrees and cloudy this evening. Your temperatures right now pretty comfortable if you want to go for maybe a late evening walk. Just grab a light jacket. 51 in Portland, as I mentioned, the same in Longview, Kelso, 43 in the Dalles and 50 in Pendleton. This is our Salem sky camera, 48 degrees and cloudy there. Providence Park sitting similarly at 49 degrees and cloudy. So getting into our Monday, we can expect the heaviest rainfall near the Coast Range, and the Cascade Hills, foothills. And so getting into our Monday, very late into our Monday morning, we are going to see that atmospheric river make its way in off the coast and is going to stick around for us for most of the early morning hours. That's when we're going to see the heaviest rainfall. But as we get throughout the day and the early afternoon, it starts to subside just a little bit. It's going to bring with it gusts of wind as well that will be more apparent near the coast, gusts up to about 45 miles per hour. But we're going to continue to monitor this atmospheric river and the multiple storms we'll see this week. Another one that's a little bit weaker, set to hit on Tuesday. We'll break down the timing of it coming up.
All right, Corey, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. To the latest now on the historic storm system impacting Washington. Tonight, the city of Auburn ordering nearly 1,000 people to evacuate. Residents are packing what they can and getting out fast, but it's not easy trying to leave by car. Floodwaters are deep and unpredictable.
So I took a left and I was like, the water's not that high. So I was like, you know what, maybe I can maneuver through it. Nope, it started flooding the car, the engine stopped working.
In Skagit County, people are still cleaning up from the record flooding. One family in Burlington says there was 3 feet of water inside their home on Friday. To make matters even more stressful, they welcomed their 3rd child just 10 days earlier.
Very joyful moments, but at the same time, we have those breaks where we see the cameras and we see the devastation, not only to our house, but, the people around us.
The federal government approved aid for Washington, allowing the state to recover up to 75% of damage costs. A full dollar amount has not yet been determined. In Lincoln County, first responders are still working to learn the full scope of the landslide that happened Thursday that forced the shutdown of Highway 229. Today, the sheriff's office says 10 homes are under evacuation notice between Kernville and Siletz. 2 homes so far have been damaged. ODOT says it's not yet known how long this closure will take and to use Highway 101 in the meantime. The sheriff's office asks if you find personal items washed up nearby, call the non-emergency number on your screen. We have an update to a targeted attack from October that left a person with life-threatening injuries. Kaiser police announced today they've arrested the 3 suspects that robbed and shot a person at an apartment on McGee Court Northeast on October 24th. The victims survived the attack. The 2 men and 1 woman were all booked on attempted murder charges, among others. Police seized a handgun while serving search warrants. The investigation is ongoing. And in Hood River County, the sheriff's office is suspending the search for a climber last seen trying to summit Mount Hood. The sheriff's office says a climbing partner of 26-year-old Matthew Aldridge reported him overdue Saturday morning. It's after he went on climbing the mountain alone despite 2 others turning back due to bad conditions. Phone data suggests Aldridge fell, but ground and air searchers weren't able to find him. The search has now shifted to a recovery mission.